My name is Jay Blahnik. I'm a Schwinn indoor cycling master trainer, and I'd like to take you through a quick tutorial on how to use this bike. And I'll share with you some of the amazing features found only on the Schwinn Authentic Cycling Series bikes, and also how this product and training programs are going to change the group cycling experience. Finally, I'd like to point out probably the most important and greatest feature of the new Schwinn Authentic Cycling bikes, the MPower console. The new magnetic resistance technology provides an opportunity to consistently and accurately measure the workload of a rider, and then display these measurements on the new Schwinn MPower console. The MPower console provides meaningful feedback, including RPMs, heart rate, speed, distance, calories, watts, and time. There's even a stage timer that allows instructors and riders to reset and measure distance and time in shorter segments within a workout. Let's turn on the console so you can see how it works. The power button is the bottom button right in the center. All you need to do is push it once. Right away, what you'll notice is that if you're pedaling under 80 revolutions per minute, the lower part of the screen is blank because that's the timer, and that doesn't start until you've pedaled 80 revolutions per minute at least one time. So go ahead and pick up your pedal speed, hit 80 revolutions per minute, and you'll notice that by looking at the center number in the screen. And then as soon as you hit 80 one time, you'll notice that the timer begins. And then you can slow down if you'd like as we go through the console. I want you to notice the center of the screen reflects your RPMs. That's in real time. That's how many revolutions per minute you're pedaling. Below the RPMs, we have a total timer that gives you total time and total distance. And to the left of that, a stage timer that allows you to reset your time and your distance for shorter segments or stages in class. If you want to reset that timer, all you need to do is push that left button. And you'll notice that it restarts the time for that stage and it resets the distance. Now this is great because in a class, if you're an instructor or you're a rider, you can actually reset that and see what your distance is. So perhaps I'm in class and I'm teaching 3 5-minute hills. I could have my students reset the timer every time I do one of those hills and see whether or not I can beat my distance on all 5 of those hills or match my distance each time so that I can keep my pace consistent throughout class. You could also do it by measuring distance and seeing how long it takes you to go that distance. So you might reset the timer and see how long it takes you to ride a mile, for example, and then you can compare that to the next time you ride a mile or the next time you ride a mile. So it's really motivating, and it also gives you your total time and distance throughout class. As you go above the RPM gauge, which is in the middle of the console, you'll see what we call the coach's quadrant. Everything's been carefully designed around the coach's quadrant to display information like speed, miles per hour, watts, and calories, as well as heart rate. You can use this coach's quadrant to motivate yourself or motivate your students by comparing, let's say, watts to heart rate, or comparing how fast you're going with your heart rate, or how many calories you've burned on this hill versus another hill. So in a class, the instructor can use this to continually motivate their students and make class more interesting than it ever has been before. One of my favorite things to do for people that are wearing a heart rate monitor is to show them how, when they first started riding, maybe a heart rate of 150 beats per minute only produced 150 watts. And then a few weeks into it, what they realize is that that same heart rate, they can produce greater watts. Well, that's really motivating because it shows them that they're actually getting fitter and their heart doesn't have to work as hard to produce the same amount of power or wattage. So you can choose to use this console in many different ways as an instructor or a student, but the idea behind it is that it's designed to motivate you and make class more interesting and more fun. One of the great parts about the way this console's been designed is that it has built-in Ant Plus technology that wirelessly sends the information from the wheel to the console. But that also allows you to use an Ant Plus enabled device, such as a watch. And with that watch, you can store your workout information to the watch wirelessly at no cost. It also has a built-in USB port that allows you to memorialize and track your workouts with a standard USB stick. So you can plug it in, track your workout, and then go home and download it to your computer or share it with your friends or with your trainer. Everything on the MPower console is designed to work together to fundamentally change and improve the class experience with no complicated button pushing or complex user interface. And with our complete instructor training programs, it couldn't be simpler to learn or more motivating to use. Can you imagine taking a run on a treadmill today and not having the console tell you time, speed, distance, or calorie burn? Well, once you've experienced the MPower console, you won't be able to take an indoor cycling class without those same measurements.